come join us out here.
Good morning from Alaska. Today we're going to do something I really hate to do on this episode of If You Drive It, You Fix It. That's what it seems like. In any case, we got all the way across the United States without an issue, relatively well. Then we went to pick our stuff up at Linden Transport in Anchorage, and I started this and it was acting kind of funny. Typically your voltage regulator is putting out 14.49. All the way across the US, it was actually a little bit high. It was more like 14.9, sometimes all the way up to 15, and then it would settle down and behave. Well, all of a sudden when I started it, it was only putting out 13.2. I'm like, well, that's odd. And we have a 74-mile drive, but it should be okay. About 30 miles into it, it went to battery voltage, which is indicative of the alternator is not charging at all. So now I'm scared because this is electronically fuel injected and that draws power faster than like a carburetor. And I don't have any lights or anything on, but it's still going to run it dead. I got about halfway home, maybe a little more, and it got down to 7.8 volts once I got out of Wasilla, and it started missing. I quickly found a place to pull over and tried charging the battery, pulled stuff out of the trailer. Phyllis was following me, and that got me down the road about 5 miles, and then it did it again. So we pulled into a gas station, and in walking through the RV, Phyllis realized that somebody had turned the fan on to low fan for the AC unit. So what happened is that completely drained the battery for the generator, and then this alternator and battery was trying to make that 115 volts through the RV to run the fan. Well, once she turned that off, I swapped out the battery because I happen to have a spare one, and I drove home just fine. I didn't drop a tenth of a volt. So I took the alternator out. I did all the proper tests, backfeeding it to get power, and I took it to Napa. They tested it. They said it's putting out 0. It's a Napa alternator, so they replaced it for free. That's awesome. The unfortunate side is they don't come out here and also put it in the RV, and this is a pain to do. Sorry about the airplane noise. We're close to an airport. Already had removed the other one. I've got the coolant out, all of that, because in order to get this out, there is this bolt that you have to take out. Well, guess what? You can't remove the bolt from the bracket to remove the alternator without removing also the radiator, and I'm not doing that. So I had to take the whole bracket out, and it's a real pain in the butt to put in. It's gonna take me well over an hour. So I'm going to record on another camera, just kind of time lapse of it. Hopefully it doesn't record all the things I'm probably going to say while doing this, but I'll be honest with you, this is not a treat at all. So give me just a couple minutes and we'll get started on that. So far it's okay, I guess. Yeah. I'm trying to get the bracket in there. Oddly enough, I can't even imagine doing this without the 4-wheel drive conversion. I can't. I have so much more space here that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
What's the belt for then?
The belt actually runs off the front pulley on the crank back to the alternator. I could just see myself putting this all together and then forget to put the belt on it.
Oh.
That'd be... Now I need the bolt that I set here. I'm trying to get everything lined up. See, and then that happens. Now I gotta come up. I can't find my funnels anywhere. I know I brought them with, so I'm trying to have a makeshift way to strain the coolant. I have filters somewhere too, but...
Here.
Yeah. Alaska ingenuity right there. Just try to...
So I'm just gonna say goodbye to that hair tie.
Oh no, it'll be fine.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it won't freeze in the winter. Yeah, that's not really gonna work. I don't know how I'm supposed to get all this coolant in there through that. That's just screaming no. Gotta really have a hold on it.
What could go wrong?
We might have to let this run through
For a while.
well, and then move it on there because the bugs will fill it. So yeah, right now what we're doing, I have to filter the antifreeze before it goes in because guaranteed it's got bugs in it. So I don't need that in my coolant system. Amazingly enough, I cannot find any of my funnels. I know I brought them, but I can't find them. So I improvised and used a water jug and am filtering it through a paper towel. Held on by Phyllis's hair tie. Yeah, she's not going to want that back. So in any case, it doesn't quite fit in the radiator, so I've got her holding it. Are you having fun with that, Phyllis?
I wish I was a little taller.
Yeah. Is there a time in your life that you haven't said that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Perfect. Well, we're gonna keep doing this here. Try to get this wrapped up, and then I'll show you the startup and how that goes. I'll show you right on the Holly Sniper if it's charging or not. So, yeah, be back with you in a minute.
Where are we at?
Okay, I am hooking the battery back up, and the one thing we're going to do today too, we're going to reinstall the winch. Originally, I took the winch off because we had an issue with it running warm before we left home, and it cleared a little space maybe for the radiator, but I'm going to reinstall that after I hook up my voltage regulator. Okay, well, we're ready to test to see if this is a... Okay, so this is the initial start, and we are gonna see. Now, I have two ways to tell if I'm putting out voltage on here. I have the standard amp meter there on the right there, that should be, if it's in the center, it's not really doing anything. If it's to the left of center, it's discharging. If it's to the right of center, it's charging. In addition to that, I have the Holly Sniper EFI, which is way more accurate in the end. So let's see what happens here. Okay, everything's booting up. You can see right now in the yellow there is showing battery voltage of 12.1. Let's see what happens. Okay. We can see we're at 12.6, 12.7, 12.8. It will eventually rise up. Now it's coming up to 13, 13.1. And we can see over here that we're in the charge because the battery's probably a little bit low, but she's working there. We're at 13.6 now. Let's give it a little bit of throttle. We're at 1300 RPM. Yeah, she's creeping up to 14 now. 14. Okay, it's charging hard right now there. I heard the belt squeak a little bit. So we're gonna let her run for a little bit, but let me show you outside what the battery says. Multimeter. I have it set on DC voltage. Okay, your house is AC, so you got to be set on DC, and we can actually read the voltage at the battery. So, negative on negative, red on positive. 14.1, that's perfect. It's actually doing better than the old alternator did. So I'd say we're fixed. We're good to go. So yeah, it'll stay in this range when it's just at idle. But going down the road, this is perfect. So yeah, there we go. Hello YouTube, thanks again. Once again for watching here. This was kind of a not the funnest one to put together on.
Is funnest a word?
It is today.
Oh.
But it's something that you got to do. I joke about if you drive it, you fix it, just because sometimes it seemed like I spend a lot of time fixing stuff. But that is if there were a downside to maybe driving things that are a little bit older, things that need more upkeep and maintenance, then that would be it. But as long as you can use YouTube to find videos on how to do this sort of thing, it's easy. Anyone can do it with a few simple tools. I didn't have anything special here. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to
like
and
subscribe
so you can see all the new videos coming out. There's going to be some really cool stuff. We try to do some informative unboxing sort of new stuff. So, all right, YouTube, thank you very much, family, for watching, and as always,
love you, bye.